is the market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. If you need a roadmap in crypto, if you don't understand why crypto is down, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when crypto is going to turn around or go down. And if the content works for you, please hit the like button. All charts today contain LuxAlgo indicators. To be brief, this stuff has changed my ability to do TA, both in general and live TA. The affiliate link is down below. It actually goes right into TradingView. Please check it out. I will be talking more about these indicators. I actually got educated on them. Also, this show is brought to you by my Patreon, right? Patreon.com/unhinged crypto. The link is down below. It's in the comments, and we've got this deluxe QR code on your screen. Big new report coming to the store about gaming. In other words, I've switched my attitude for my Patreon people last night. I'm like, all right, crypto could go down, but why get upset about it? Right. I think that's where I went wrong. Right. In other words, crypto could go lower. Still don't know why it's going down. There may be a tether problem or a rumor of a tether problem. But I want to focus on where I buy rather than on freaking out. Even if the next decline is sharp, it may be connected to what goes on in stocks to the extent people in crypto should even care about stocks, to be honest. Okay. Let's welcome who's here. Okay. We have Yappy in the house. Welcome. All right. Nice to see you, sir. Noah, Ricky, Bull Runner is here. Hello. Welcome to the show. Steve Mesa, Wiley on Twitter. Welcome. Ayala Suna. Yo, welcome. Gen Z, ready for the truth. Gen Z, if you're from Gen Z, please drop a comment. We want to help Gen Z as much as possible. Crypto Steph, T-Pod, Aiken with the Notorious Love, welcome. Art, Crypto Crazy, DC Precise makes it live. BitBoy Al is here. He thinks it's minor capitulation and minor Bitcoin balances are around an all-time low. That's right. In other words, the availability of Bitcoin. Get your Bitcoin now. David says, we're long. Come get us. Come get us. Steve, time for DXY to go down. People, debates coming up in a week. Plenty of catalysts on the idea that a certain country is ungovernable, right? Which could have huge dollar impact. It can have huge stock market impact. Again, why is crypto down? We don't know. Why would crypto go down further? I don't know. But what's the point in getting negative in a late stage of the game? There isn't any, right? In other words, even when I didn't know why crypto was down and there's still a point of concern, and, there are points of concern, Ondo up massively, not up massively, but Ondo up, arrow down, right? That's what's going on in altcoins. So there's a lot of weird stuff still going on, but my attitude is more like, well, as a friend of mine said, if you were going to bail out, you should have bailed out and done sell in May and go away. But why sell Solana at 130 if you're going to want to turn around and buy it at 100? Right? So Daniel loves the shirt. Yes, I got a bunch of new shirts. I got a couple in the mail yesterday. NFA on wardrobe improvement. Also, don't have the dark tinted glasses anymore. Okay, let's jump into news. Let's rock this live stream. Okay, Sunny Me is here. Alex, let's ride the summer. Right on. Okay, so stock market set for fresh highs. Stock market never met a world it didn't like. It's like, oh, we're hiking rates. It's the only place to hide. We're lowering rates. Buy Nvidia. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They just love it over there. We'll go over the charts. I think it's getting excessive, but as with all things that are excessive, it can go on for a long time. Now, for crypto people, if stocks are okay, crypto's okay, because the Bitcoin ETF is a huge driver of the market. So I think, honestly, whatever is wrong with crypto, stocks may be holding up the whole thing. Stocks may be holding up Bitcoin. They may be holding up the market. The market might be lower otherwise. I have a lot of DeMark topping signals in stocks, but stocks and the Bitcoin ETF go together. Okay. Now, interest on debt hits 1 trillion. This stuff's out there every day. It's good information. You need to know about it. But the fact of the matter is it's out there every day and people may be getting numb to it. Okay, just as a reminder, there is a big problem at a financial institution in Japan, and they may have to liquidate $63 billion in treasuries. People are looking at this like it's a nothing burger, and they sold crypto on it. Again, this is all part of a very weird world. I mean, Japanese regulators are starting to stress test their system, right? In other words, Japanese regulators are like, hey, we're going to pop the lid on this whole thing. And, it's just check on these banks, right? So I don't know. They're selling DeFi. They're selling a lot of stuff in crypto. Honestly, I don't know why. I mean, yes, there could be an event in Legacy. Sometimes there are events at the end of August, right? Like I remember a lot of the big events in equities led to, you had this like irrational summer rally, right? It's kind of an up only quiet phase. And then everything went in August. But I mean, how are you going to trade that in crypto now, right? You're going to sell Bitcoin because stocks are going to go down later. Maybe Bitcoin goes to 58K. All right, maybe. So if you got to make an adjustment to your position, make it. But why get upset about it? This is my new attitude. Like, why get upset? Crypto's down. We don't know why. Maybe it's Tether FUD. Okay. So why don't I get a different shirt and just say, hey, if it's going to be a problem, just let it be a problem. And we'll be standing down there to take it from them. Because you know what? The fact that Legacy is ridiculous in so many ways is old news, right? Now, I've got this in the PowerPoint. Again, credit card delinquencies. This is delinquency rate on multifamily housing. The world doesn't work at 5% rates. So whenever the Fed wants to get with that program is okay. Remember, you got debates next week, and, basically any presidential candidate is going to just wail on the current administration over 5% rates. You know what I'm saying? It just cannot have rates at these levels and expect the economy to function. Okay, there are events in Europe where they are trying to make transactions less private. Just a reminder in case crypto gets depressing. Okay, San Francisco is San Francisco has trouble governing itself. Just as a reminder. I know everybody knows that, but it's amazing that they're building the future of AI and technology in the city and they can't govern it. There is a Kraken exploit. So some people who go out and look for exploits without financially taking advantage of them, I don't know what you call these people, white hat hackers. Okay. Kraken is apparently so upset about this that these people aren't necessarily getting their money back immediately from discovering the vulnerability. We actually owe these people a debt of gratitude. Okay, so if you want your ridiculous stock market statistic of today, Nvidia is bigger. This is the chip company for AI. It's bigger than the entire crypto market, 5 times the size of Tesla, and it's bigger than Amazon and Berkshire Hathaway combined. It's 3 times the GDP of Los Angeles. Okay, and I saw an article this morning for somebody arguing for Nvidia to go to a $10 trillion valuation because of the data centers that are going to need to be built for AI. In other words, the general public is believing in this narrative and they have got their money parked. We'll go over it later. I almost feel like one of the reasons why crypto could be suffering is that people have just decided to park money in equities and just not do crypto, which is like absurd. But that's what people are doing. And on the total savage front, Michael Saylor just continues to take everything that everybody is selling and tuck it into the kitty for an average price of 36,000 Bitcoin. He's like, oh, is that Bitcoin? Oh yeah, I'll take that from you. Thank you. Just bring that on in. Right. Okay. So Bitcoin mining distribution by country. USA's got 38%. Thank God the Chinese didn't want it. Okay. A certain presidential candidate, whether you like them or not, is correct. Every single Bitcoin that should be mined going forward, they got to get that Bitcoin mining going in the United States, right? We are racing other countries to get the Bitcoin mined here. Continue to believe that even though there are small miners that may have problems, especially if Bitcoin falls below 60K for whatever reason, the top miners are just going to hoover everything up. Everything up. Okay. On the mystery side, on the Bitcoin mining side, big firms are just gobbling up facilities and production. Again, the reason to be short Bitcoin is, I don't know. Somebody fill in the blank. World debt in trillions. Okay. World debt in trillions. $225 trillion. $71 trillion of that debt has to be rolled over in the next 12 months. I wish the legacy system all the best with that. Another mystery, Bitcoin whales selling $1 billion in Bitcoin. So Bitcoin miners and whales, traditional Bitcoin players, are selling. Why? I don't know. Why are they selling? Right? Do they know something that we don't? Is it a tax rule? Is it like I'm headed for the hills before the election? Is it a delayed sell in May and go away? I don't know. Is it a problem with Tether? The only thing Bitcoin whales would know that no one else would know is if there's a problem inside the mechanics of the crypto system. That's really all I can think of. And why get upset about it? Okay, a certain presidential candidate is reminding us that polarization in the United States is toxic. Okay, it's toxic. And it doesn't matter who you like. The debates are in a week. The politicized sector has been destroyed by some shady meme coin issuance. All the good stuff in crypto has gone down for either ridiculous reasons or no reason. Meanwhile, the United States may not be a governable country, and you will hear from Ray Dalio next week about it. That's a prediction. You will hear from him around these debates. Okay, now, just in case you think certain ideologies and economic policies up there in Canada are working out, there is a massive record short position in their currency. Corporate bankruptcies have tripled. We'll take a look at that stunning chart soon. Okay, now, meanwhile, Solana now allows users to send crypto globally. Solana as money is underrated. No one talks about Solana as money. Everybody talks about pump.fun. Solana as a fast payment system is not talked about. That used to be like the XRP narrative. And that could still be true, right? XRP is a fast version of money. No one wants to trade that theme right now. And I don't know if anybody wants to trade it at all. But it's fast money. And so is Solana, right? Solana is going to be integrated with Apple Pay. Solana has its own phone. Solana is a tech company. It's not just meme coin nonsense. Matter of fact, I think meme coin nonsense is one of the things that's actually holding crypto back, right? It's not bullish to have excess is not bullish. You know, strange activities where people try to claim, you know, my coin is endorsed by XYZ people or XYZ people's son. Yeah, that's not helping the ecosystem, just so you know. It's not. But focusing on Solana as money, like Solana's at 130. What are you going to do? You know, you're going to puke it out now and buy it all back at 100? Yeah, maybe. You know, the time to tell Solana, as a friend of mine said, is probably past. right? If you're going to sell something, you puke out some altcoin that may not come back or may have to rally 200% to come back, and you can jump in at a later date. But, you know, if you got the decline in any of these big altcoins, which you may get, right? You may get these kind of like heaves, you know, crypto may just like lurch lower. You know, I don't know. I just bought a different shirt and I was like, you know what? I don't know why crypto's down, but why don't we just all mellow out? Like that would be me. Let's just mellow out, right? Let's be like this guy from Argentina. Be like, yeah, you want to use Bitcoin? Cool. What about Solana at 130, 120, 110, and 100? Absolutely. Why would it go down there? I don't know. You know, maybe Tether can firm up its books and buy, I don't know, buy some Nvidia. I don't know. Circle CEO betting big on Bitcoin. I'm more bullish than I've ever been. Okay, a few words on stable coins. One, USDC might as well be a CBDC in my opinion. Okay, I listened to a Circle executive. I don't want to quote it totally out of context, but she didn't see a big difference between Circle and a CBDC. And frankly, if there's FUD about Tether out there, you know, somebody did pay for an article on Zero Hedge to FUD Tether. I don't have it this morning. Zero Hedge actually brought up a problem with Tether in November of last year. Okay. It would explain all this mysterious selling. Okay. It's not investment advice, but if I'm going to lose money, if I'm going to take risk, I'm not going to take risk holding some stable coin. I'm not. I'd rather take price risk in Bitcoin or just keep the money in cash in my house. Right? I would not do a stable coin until we find out what the heck is going on here. I mean, where's Bitcoin going to go? 58? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, but if there's a problem with the stable coin and you can't get money out or exchanges have problems, you know, you just don't want that. You want to get a mellow shirt on and get in stuff that you know you're going to want to buy when the market goes down. Maybe that's the better way to say it, right? In other words, say, okay, I'm going to sit in stuff that I know down 20% or 30%, I'm going to want to buy more. And if it's down 20 or 30% and I don't want to buy more, then why be in it? Will bulls come back in the fall? Yes. Okay. Matter of fact, the fall rally is going to be absurd. The longer it takes to develop, the more unbelievable it's going to be. Everybody owns stocks. Nobody owns crypto. You know, the Bitcoin ETF hasn't been recommended by wealth managers yet. It's just an infinite amount of money that can be put in Bitcoin and a Bitcoin ETF. Okay. And that's what this guy Bernstein is saying. He predicts spot Bitcoin ETFs near approval at major wirehouses. So a wirehouse is this strange term for an investment bank like Merrill Lynch, Morgan Stanley, UBS, or Goldman Sachs. So what this research group is predicting is that these investment banks are eventually going to clear the Bitcoin ETF to be recommended by their investment advisors. Okay, whatever. You know, investment advisors really can only recommend the S&P, right? The only thing that they can recommend is a managed account managed by somebody else. So if you want to go outside of S&P, I can recommend a managed account. Wealth advisors are not going to pick up the phone and go, buy Bitcoin now. Fiat's toast. They're not going to do that. They're not going to be allowed to do that by compliance, even if they do clear it. But, you know, if Bitcoin goes to 200,000, you know, what I tell people is, you know, everyone's like, oh, Bitcoin 200,000. Yeah, that sounds great, man. Pump my bags. Okay, yeah, well, I'm all about that. It's a crypto show, right? But what does the world look like with Bitcoin at $200,000? Are we using it to back treasuries? You know, is there a problem with like fiat across the board? Is gold at $5,000? In other words, I don't think you have to freak out today. I mean, I don't like the fact that crypto's down and we don't know why, but like over the next 4 months or 5 months, like, you know, is the world going to get, I don't know, better or worse? And is that going to be more favorable to crypto or less favorable? I'm thinking it's more favorable to crypto because the Fed cannot hike rates, right? I don't care what inflation is doing. I don't care. New attitude on inflation. I don't care. First, I was like, inflation is topping, and it is or it isn't. I just don't care, because if they don't cut rates, something's gonna give out. It's already given out, right? Okay, so Bitcoin percent supply and profit. So it's like, hey, why worry? Bitcoin is down, but 87% of the people that own Bitcoin at a tactical level still have profits. So why are we getting all worried about it? I don't know. All right, so let's come off this and go to PowerPoint. Okay, Steve J, fiat is like, humanity's perpetual recycled time and energy with the added bonus of inflation, dilution, and taxation. Okay, Chanel, welcome. Okay, Big Rich looking for a $5 super chat on Render. And I don't know if he's out there, but I forgot Routine Cheese yesterday. I didn't see it. A $5 super chat for Optimism and Arbitrum. So we're going to go through that right now. Okay, so we're going to start today with live TA. Okay, I have been using LuxAlgo. Again, the link is down below. The affiliate link is down below. I can only tell you that this thing for me has been like life-changing in terms of like my ability to do live TA. So here in Render, we had a level around, I don't know, we had a level around $8, $8.29, where you would have expected people to sell. Okay. Now, what I'm looking for on LuxAlgo is any like massive resistance. Okay. There's massive resistance up here at 9. Render's obviously not going there. Now, here's what bothers me in Render, or here's what bothers me in crypto in general. Okay. Render is a great coin. Render should be going up. Render is probably a buy on any big dip. But that said, there is a lot of heavy puking of Render going on since consensus. Actually, it's June 10th. So it was actually okay, but then all of a sudden, there's all this puking going on. Now, sometimes when puking gets to it reaches its limit, but there's still puking of this thing going on. Now, I know Big Rich, and Big Rich is going to be like, yeah, man, that's good that people are puking this out. Okay. However, I would prefer to be long, just going straight by charts, right? I would prefer to be long when money flow is green, or money flow starts to go green, like over here, right? Like I want to see Render like turn around, and I want to see all this puking just stop. But that doesn't mean Render is not something you would want to buy on a dip. If anything, the support in Render is at 774. So I'd like to see, there has been puking. So let's go over this. Bullish, there's been puking. Okay. Bullish, there's support. Okay. Not so bullish is, you really want to see this thing turn and see volume start pouring back in. Right. So it's not bad, but it's still subject to what we're looking at now, which is these like little intraday blowouts. Okay. So it's kind of like I said, get a more relaxing shirt, let the thing trade to the downside. And, if you were going to liquidate, that should have happened a long time ago. It's more likely if it goes down 30%, you're going to want to buy it. That's just how I'm thinking about it. Now, Arbitrum for Routine Cheese. Brother, if you're out there, I'm sorry I forgot you yesterday. I didn't see it. Okay. Okay, so Arbitrum, right? You got a new high in price that's not confirmed by a new high in this oscillator. And you've got the Williams oscillator at 0, which means there's going to be a big move. So as I've been saying, just because I bought a different shirt doesn't mean you don't have to be careful of failed rallies in crypto. Not everything is failing, but it does look like there's going to be a big move. Now, I saw this yesterday in Near, right? And I discussed it. I dropped it in my Patreon because that link is down below. So you want to be in that group so you can pick up on stuff like this. Okay. Optimism. Okay. Again, everything is kind of got this, you know, like Optimism was trying to turn around on the money flow side. So, you know, maybe that ETH layer 2 theme has got some legs to it. Okay. And one thing I will note, and this is not true in Render, but it is true in Optimism, that money flow and excessive puking, like this might be the level where you might look at Optimism and say, all right, the puking has been excessive. It hasn't turned around, but there's excessive liquidation going on. Now, that's good, right? A lot of times picking stuff up when there is excessive liquidation. This X, which may be hard to see, is the LuxAlgo equivalent of a 13 bottom. Again, you know, this is changing my ability to do live TA. Okay. Ricky wants me to check VeChain, you know, and as I understand, you know, like when I looked at it, it's like, you know, this is not like, oh my God, it's a ton of money. Okay. So, it's helping me, period. VeChain. All right. Now these pink bars, this should have been a bottom. It wasn't. Now it's resistance. So again, this allows me to quickly look at this and go, if VeChain takes out 0.028, VeChain can go up. This is a daily chart. Okay. Again, puking kind of reaching a zenith here. You know, you had this give up trade. So we go back to a 4-hour chart. And I would suspect this is going to be true across the crypto spectrum, right? In other words, you've got this resistance zone at 0.028, but more than likely, this was a give up trade. That was a give up trade, right? Because of all of this puking. I mean, look at all this puking on a 4-hour chart since consensus. I just can't believe it. Just like, you know, everyone just absolutely unloaded. Why? Right? And then why get upset about it now? I mean, if VeChain finds a bid, money flow might actually go positive. Now, would I just be like, oh yeah, let's get some VeChain right now? No, I would wait for VeChain to go positive. Okay. But the LuxAlgo system is like, let's take a shot. That's what this number 2 means. It's like, on a scale of 1 to 4, it's like, VeChain's like a 2 buy. Interesting, right? The LuxAlgo's picking up. It's kind of, you know, this part of it is a momentum system. It's like, okay. You know, that's why I got the shirt out. I was like, wait a minute. Why am I mean, a 40% decline could occur because we don't know why crypto is down, right? That always scares me. And crypto is not rallying, which is even worse. Like, I don't like crypto just sitting there and not doing anything at the bottom of a range. I don't like that. But again, God, who cares, right? Who cares? I mean, yeah, it can always go lower, right? Okay. Chanel is like, yeah, get some LuxAlgo. The affiliate link is down below. Duilo is here. Madrid is in the house, right? Bart from Amsterdam, Big Rich, welcome. Okay. And if anybody sees Routine Cheese, tell them sorry I missed it yesterday. Okay. Steve J, ETH BTC telling a story. Let's take a look at ETH BTC. By the way, if you like live TA in the middle of the stream rather than at the end of the stream, feel free to let us know. Okay, so ETH BTC on a daily chart, right? Williams oscillator, possible big move. Money flow trying to go positive, like right here. Money flow trying to go positive. Okay, money flow is also trying to go positive here in ETH versus Bitcoin on a 4-hour chart. Again, the only thing I'm not entirely excited about is that, you know, there is some of these like really good trades are running into resistance. In other words, on an ETH BTC long, right? LuxAlgo would have taken profits about 8 hours ago or yesterday. So the long trade was here. ETH outperformed, and then ETH underperforms. So I get it. There's a ton of support in ETH BTC. The government is gone. They're going to get off Uniswaps back next. I absolutely, totally get it. Let me just label this. The only thing we don't understand is why is everyone selling? And I've opted for a tactical don't worry, be happy. Mostly, right? Not full Bob Marley, but like, you know what? If it's going to go down, just make sure you're in something that you're going to want to buy more of. Okay. Now I'm going to PowerPoint. Again, Big Rich, thank you for the super chat. Routine Cheese. If you're out there, brother, I got you. I'll get you again if you need it in the comments of any stream. Okay. So Citibank U.S. Economic Surprise Index from the Daily Shot shows that the economy is rolling over. So strong numbers indicate better performance for the economy. Okay. And this is rolling over and rolling over hard. Now, just as a reminder, again, the last time we saw something like this was when we, expected the Fed to go on kind of a ballistic tightening cycle. How long can legacy hold up with this kind of cratering? Delinquency, multifamily houses, we talked about this. Household allocation to stocks, according to a good friend of mine. The general public has 35% of its assets in stocks, right? That's higher than 2000 at 30%, right? And then it's funny, this reminds me of the 1970s. I was only a kid then, but this was the last stagflationary market where the general public went from 30% equities to 8% equities by the time it was over. Is that going to happen in this case? No, I'm reading articles that Nvidia could go to 10 trillion, but owning this much legacy and no crypto doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. Yes, everyone is parked in stocks. Can that last? Yeah, maybe. Can it last forever? No. And if Bitcoin winds up at 58, smart people are going to be moving money from this over to Bitcoin, period. End of story. Okay, so QQQ, Nasdaq 100, led by top 5 stocks. You have a 13 top and you have a 9 top. So if stocks were ever going to go down, I don't know. You should probably see that soon. And if you don't see it and the market doesn't care about these top signals, I don't know, man. I mean, the biggest risks to crypto is that something could happen in equities, right? So crypto's gone down. We don't know why, right? So if equities start going down, that could impact crypto. That could be very negative because, again, the Bitcoin ETF is kind of a big deal. Right. In other words, if equities tank, the Bitcoin ETF is going to get sold. So I'm basically just telling you, stocks have gotten ridiculous and they've been ridiculous before and they could stay ridiculous. But if stocks roll over, that's a problem for crypto. And sometimes I wonder if the decline in crypto is nothing more than a warning about legacy assets. It's like, hey, guys, risky assets, problem. Maybe whatever's going on with crypto isn't a crypto problem. It's a risky asset problem. So as soon as the risky asset problem shows itself, then maybe crypto turns around and does better. Okay, Solana. Today would be a good day for a reversal based on DeMark work. So let's all put on our funny shirts and cheer for Solana. Cheer for Solana. Right? We want Solana above 140. We want ETH to go up. We don't want ETH. Yeah, ETH is correcting versus Bitcoin, but we want to see that turn around. It's like, give me a turnaround. Give me a turnaround in ETH, Bitcoin, and Solana in the next day. Give it to me, baby. Right? Oh, Canada. I always thought of Canada as like this rough, tough hockey country. grew up playing hockey in the street with my brother, right? It's always about like the Canadians and the Maple Leafs and all these tough Canadian guys that would play hockey on the U.S. teams. Bankruptcies in Canada going from 330 to 630 on a line. Ray Dalio has a huge bet on this, probably across countries. Like, this is so not funny, right? Risky assets. Like, I know everyone wants to hide in Nvidia, but wow. Very important indicator for crypto and Ethereum is silver. Okay. Silver woke up. Okay. There's support underneath silver. So this is LuxAlgo, right? This should have been a sell zone, but it wasn't. So now it's support. That's what happens when this indicator turns yellow. So it would be great if we could see silver stay above 29.90. That would be awesome. Silver does have a sell signal here. So like a lot of things, it's like kind of mixed. It's like either things are, you know, it's a solid coin that's down today, or it's something really good like silver that's up, but maybe it's stretched out. Want to see silver hold it together. If silver holds it together, it's a sign we don't have to worry about the dollar going up. Because even though I hate to say this, even though there's all this economic data out there, the dollar is where it is for a reason, right? If there's a problem in fiat currencies in other countries, then the dollar stays up. Now, personally, we got the debates next week, and I swear, if the dollar doesn't go down or metals don't go up off these debates, when is it ever going to? I mean, what needs to happen? I don't want to say it never, but what needs to happen, right? If you look at these debates next week and people are not like, oh my God, I got to buy Bitcoin right now. You know, it's amazing that Brandon may actually even be on the stage. I don't get it. I don't get why they would do that to this guy based on what we're seeing. But you do want to see the bid in precious metals as a way to anchor crypto in. Precious metals could really help crypto here so that we're not all sitting around wondering if there's going to be another heave. Okay, bonds. So bonds went up last year because the Fed put high-powered money in the system. Bonds went down when they pulled the high-powered money out. And then bonds went back up again because all this economic data showing all this negative stuff is, you know, it's positive for lower interest rates and higher bond prices. I just don't know how much I like Bloomberg taking a victory lap of like, hey, bonds are doing great. I'm like, cringe. Okay. So what does this have to do with crypto? I don't know. I think it has everything to do with expecting future rate cuts. I think it has everything to do with expecting rate cuts to come as the result of some kind of problem that has not fully revealed itself yet. Period. Right now, if bonds continue to do well, that will help crypto. If there's some sort of concern about government debt, that will eventually help crypto, but there can be short-term consternation. Again, let's get a new shirt. Let's chill out. These things are out there, but you know, why puke out crypto? If you don't want to buy a coin down 30 or 40%, then owning that coin doesn't make any sense. If there's something that will go down 30 or 40% and you'd be like, you know, taking out a credit card to get money to buy it, okay. That's how I'm looking at it. You know, how much upside gratification can we expect from crypto? I don't know. If we could get a reversal based on this DeMark work in Bitcoin and Solana, that would be great. And it would be a good time to get that reversal now, because I don't like failed rallies. Okay, there's a flip side to the shirt, right? You know, I don't know if there's a way to like, you know, do like have the shirt reverse and have it be sort of like a darker shade, let's say. Failed rally is no good, man. We don't want failed. We don't want to see this. Oh, because that means there's somebody out there on top of this thing. We don't know why. But if it was going to be a reversal, now would be a good time. I mean, like literally on the charts, it would be a good time. Okay, Ethereum name service. We're going to be coming out with a report in Patreon about gaming. Like we have one in there in the store. It's going to go in the store, and it's going to be extensive because those are the coins that if stuff went down 30%, that's the stuff we want to own. Like, like we want to do a 2025 trade when they're selling it in 2024. Now, as a part of that research process, Ethereum name service came out. It's not gaming, obviously, but Ethereum name service now has good support underneath it. There was a sell signal here that hasn't exactly worked yet. It hasn't worked, and it's holding on top of this support zone. So, the point where people should have been selling this is now support. So I'm very interested. ETH and Ethereum name service, can they hold? And if they do, that may tell you that crypto is okay, even if it looks terrible. In other words, it doesn't trade good. Okay, Ondo. So like Ondo and Arrow, the tail of two coins, right? Ondo goes up. There's support underneath and resistance at $1.25, but this coin never went down. It's BlackRock's RWA project of choice, right? Never went down. So there is stuff out there that is going to perform. I mean, can you imagine? Nothing outperforms forever, but where's Ondo going to be at the end of the year? You have to ask yourself that question, right? Where's it going to be at the end of the year? Higher. Okay, again, on the flip side, Dusk, a privacy layer 1, has got a truckload of resistance all the way from 32 up to 40. So the market has some work to do. We need the market. We need someone to show us that they're willing to pay higher prices. Now, I gave this, I dropped a hint on this move about Near in the Patreon chat, that the Williams oscillator over here was hinting at a really big move. And guess what? He had a really big move. This thing went up $1. Here's the LuxAlgo buy signals, right? The X is like the 13 bottom. That's the warning of the buy signal, right? The buy signal was down here on this oscillator. Then you got a more aggressive momentum-based buy signal, which is what this number means. So, stuff is capable of going up. This was clearly a give-up trade in Near, but again, there's a lot of resistance around 560. So it's like, okay, it went up. That's good. There's a bid, but give me some punch. I need punch. Like if you're watching this 3 or 4 days from now and crypto like punch through, you're like, okay, yes, that was it. Okay, conversely, you don't want to see a rally like this fail. You want it to sit here and then punch through. Okay, and that's the market update on PowerPoint. Okay, Raymond is here. Chanel wants Noble Capital Management. I'm not opposed to that. I am not opposed to that. Okay. I use a Fibonacci 50% retracement rule. I don't necessarily use a retracement tool by Gann. Okay. Chanel giving me some love. I appreciate that. FD White just hit 1K subs. Good for you, man. Seriously. It is hard. They say it is really hard to get the first 1K of anything. TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, carry on. Carry on. Okay. Exaspi is here. Welcome. Okay. Ricky is here. Yes. Unhinged Crypto is back. The Unhinged Crypto YouTube channel is back. So the way I would describe that is a conversation between a man and a woman about crypto. And it's something that the world sorely needs. Like, let's all get along. Okay, let's go to more live TA. Okay. I continue to believe $2 in WIF matters. There's a lot of talk about this being listed on centralized exchanges. There was a buy signal 2 days ago, yesterday, on the 4-hour chart. Okay. Sharing screen. God, what's that beeping noise? Oh, it's because I'm not sharing screen. Okay. So, all right. So the key point in WIF, you know, and again, LuxAlgo, like DeMark, gives me all these like cool automatic lines. So, you know, WIF on a daily chart, let's look at the daily chart. Let's do it this way. So on a daily chart, there's two things that, and this is actually very common throughout crypto, right? So let's just take all these levels off of here for a second. Okay. So triangles in crypto, they looks like a bull flag. They're never bullish ever, right? These triangles always resolve themselves to the downside. It's the opposite of what's in the chart book. Now, so zooming in, so WIF should have held at 242. That's resistance. Okay. And WIF, you know, WIF should have held, and WIF has got support. Probably the bottom of the range is $1.96. So this could be a range between 242 and $1.96. Okay. Now, if this gives out, right? This is what I'm trying to tell people about. Like, it's like if WIF is now at $2, there might be an exchange listing, but would you be willing to buy WIF at $1.61? And this sell signal from LuxAlgo up here. So funny how LuxAlgo was right about the triangle before it broke out of the triangle. It's pretty cool, right? Seriously, like this is like really helpful. It's like, wow, this thing was selling it early, right? And then it cracked, and now it can't get back above resistance. And the big question in WIF is simple. Would you want to buy this at $1.61 or 67 cents in the event that people started losing it, right? If people like panicked, would you want to buy this down a lot? And I'm not saying yes or no. I'm just giving you a way to think about this and say, all right, if this went down, would I want to buy it? Okay. Now, LuxAlgo is effective. Okay. I find on things like total 2 and total 3. So the good news for altcoins is that there's a lot of support in total 3 around 594 billion. Okay. And there's also a lot of resistance, probably up at 649. So this again reflects the entire altcoin picture. There's a lot of resistance and there's support. LuxAlgo is saying that this is practically a buy signal or a warning of a buy signal in total 3. And I just get this feeling in crypto that buying strength and selling weakness doesn't work, right? Like down here, you get this signal, you buy. And then Ethereum outperforms and total 2 goes to 1 trillion and you're out. And it just occurred to me when I put the shirt on that, you know, maybe that's what this is. Maybe that's, you know, it doesn't make for like breathtaking television. Oh my God. But, you know, maybe that's it. You know, maybe like, you know, total 2 is in a range between the recent low and the high yesterday. Like there's this give up trade here, and the market has to show that this is over. It has to show that, hey, let's pay higher prices. Let's do it. Right? Where is everybody? In other words, you know, ETH goes up. You know, this is the 4-hour chart. So I don't know. Not a lot of signals here, but let's see if there's anything on a daily chart of ETH that helps us out. Okay, so ETH is about as neutral as it gets when it comes to charts. Okay, Bitcoin, however, is not, right? This is the benefit of LuxAlgo. So you have a daily chart in Bitcoin with a lot of resistance at 66.7. So you got this huge resistance block that they got to get through. Now, if you scroll down here to money flow, right, good news in Bitcoin on a daily chart is that all this selling by whales appears to have been excessive. This red histogram below this red line indicates excessive puking. So it can't get through resistance, but the puking has gotten extreme. It's now to the point where you're like, okay, well, I don't know if I want, this is the 4-hour chart. It's like, there was a momentum buy signal here that, I don't know, maybe you can give it a chance, but the extreme puking in Bitcoin may be over. It might be over. Now, again, everybody was flooding in on the down trade. This is probably Michael Saylor, right? So it's like, this green money flow volume, that's Michael Saylor, right? And then as soon as Michael Saylor gets done, they kind of puke it out. But again, is it over? Is it over? I mean, I don't know that you want to go like cowboy long until it turns around and goes green again. But clearly, excuse me, clearly puking is excessive. Now, of course, there's no puking in equities, which, I'll never understand. I mean, this is S&P, right? This is S&P 4-hour chart, okay? And, interestingly, LuxAlgo is registering a sell signal up here. So this goes back to what I've been saying. There are multiple sell signals here in S&P actually, right? So LuxAlgo is like sell stocks. Sell stocks. Let me see if it's in QQQ as well or Nasdaq. Yeah, I mean, LuxAlgo, it's not the full sell signal yet, but like I'm new to this, but like this is a pretty good like get out signal. So the biggest risk to crypto is equities, right? Here's VIX, okay, nothing there. And this is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Okay, nothing going on there. But again, when it comes to S&P, this sell signal gets my attention. In other words, for crypto, you want to see that not work. I realize that cheering for equities is a complete oxymoron. You do not want to see, like, in other words, if there was a warning that I would take seriously, it's this. Because, if you go back to the PowerPoint, you had 13 tops and 9 tops going on in QQQ. Oh, bull runner looking for Doge. Let's get a brother hooked up here. Crypto is here with some love. I appreciate that. Okay. Steve wants to look at Bitcoin on a 3-day chart. Okay. Okay, so this is Bitcoin on a 3-day chart. Okay, interesting. So I have not, this is the first time I've used LuxAlgo on high time frame. All right. So 2 things about Bitcoin. One, LuxAlgo has like a long idea that it entered on this Momo trade up to 70. And the stop loss point is 64.5. Now, one thing about LuxAlgo that I do like, again, is if, this is the poor man's version of momentum trading. I don't want to say it that way, but it's not a hedge fund. Let's put it that way. Not a hedge fund, but it might mirror what other hedge funds are doing. So 64.5 is a stop loss point in Bitcoin. So Bitcoin for this long trade. So if Bitcoin takes out 64,500 with gusto, you could have selling. Now, again, what I don't like in Bitcoin is, you have all of this ETF related volume coming in and money flow is like rolling over. It's not a disaster, but it is rolling over. And you would not want to see that. You would not want to see that go negative. That's how I would interpret what's going on here. I think the biggest takeaway is 64.5. Okay, now so back to a 4-hour chart and Doge. Boy, Well, you want to talk about something that if it got, if it got hit, that you would want to get involved in, it's got to be Doge, man. It's got to be. Like if there was a meme coin, like everyone's like, oh, WIF's going to get, WIF's going to get listed. Okay. It's cool. But, you're getting excessive puking in Doge. No, like the buy signal yesterday, or actually this morning. So everything looked great. Everyone's like, yeah. And then boom. See, I hate that. I hate failed rallies, right? In other words, oh, this is not Doge. It's Bitcoin. My apologies. Okay. I still hate failed rallies. Okay. Doge. Sorry. Okay. So Doge is at a point where you would take profit on a short. So it's 12.2 cents. Okay. Money flow in Doge is trying to go positive. That's interesting to me. I'm not seeing that in a lot of places. Okay. I'm not seeing that in a lot of places. So dare I say it, but unless the whole thing gives out, this could be BTFD. And there goes silver, right? Remember how silver was hitting support on that chart that I had in the PowerPoint? Well, look, there's LuxAlgo, right? This was like a volume zone. You broke above it. It makes this line yellow. I mean, folks, this is making my life easier, right? Gold is now the same thing. Like gold broke out. Okay. The take profit on a long level is 23.63. And guess what? If there's a level where you're supposed to sell and it doesn't stop, what's it going to do? It's going to turn around and go up. Like of all the trades that are out there, like this one to me actually makes the most sense. Let me see if I can look at the money flow by looking at GLD. We get GLD. That's the gold ETF. Okay, so here's the gold ETF, right? This is GLD. And you have excessive puking. And now money flow is going green. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we want to see in crypto. Steve Mesa, people talking about $10 trillion valuation for Nvidia as a sell signal. Sir, I agree. Okay. If there's a problem with crypto, it's a problem with equities. It is possible that crypto has gone down as a warning about excessive speculation and length in anything from meme coins to tech stocks. I've opted for a different wardrobe and a more chill outlook on crypto because if equities go down, the Bitcoin ETF's going to 58, and the only cryptos you should be in, realistically, are the ones you're willing to be down on, your ones you're willing to buy if they went down 30 to 40%. In other words, if Bitcoin went to 48, what would you want to add to your positions? Just to throw out a crazy number, right? If everyone's talking about 58, the overshoot would be 48 if there was a problem in equities. So rather than like hating on anybody's altcoins and being like, oh my God, because some guy asked me like, what's a position adjustment look like? A position adjustment is you asking yourself, would I want to buy more of this coin down 40 or 50%? The answer is, oh yeah, well then you keep it. The answer is, oh no, you don't. Okay, that's it for today. We will see you probably tomorrow.